This is your weekly trip to Paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi. Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K. Taking it easy, Louisiana State Parks. Follow your outside voice to our parks and historic sites. Farm Bureau Insurance, Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Veterans Help Foundation, Relief Windows, Experience, Quality, Service, Catering Cajun, creative catering from casual to corporate. Visit Baton Rouge, an authentic Louisiana experience. Murphy Law Firm, don't be a victim twice. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.
Welcome to Badger's Boudin Cajun Meat here in Port Allen, Louisiana. And I promised y'all last week I'll have a special guest, man. Whew, it almost didn't come through, but my buddy James Snyder. James is a young man, but boy, you got some history, James. And,
oh, yeah.
And you were brought up fishing bass, especially. You fish everything, I know, but you fishing bass in this corridor where we are, between the Chapelai Spillway, Lake Pontchartrain, and Interstate 55, Rudock, or whatever we call it. So we're going to tap his brain.
Okay.
And some of the things you knew, the unique way you fished these smaller bass, and some of these baits you got here, been sending me pictures lately of some bigger bass.
Yes.
Good sized bass. So we're going to tap his brain and let him do it. And he's going to help us on fishing report, because I'm sure he got some reports coming in. Also this week, got 2 black cloud trips. I made a black cloud trip of going up in Tensas Parish with my friend the Blacks, and I can't tell you how good it was up there until they started getting 5 and 6 inches of rain and all the rivers are full. And
oh, yeah.
When we made a duck hunt Saturday morning, I was up to here, we were about to go on my waders. We had some ducks flying, but we just couldn't get them to land and get some shots, but I got some video of that, and I got some interviews from guys saying what's happening with the duck season. And I also made I finally let somebody convince me to get in the deer stand with them. They've been killing some big deer all over the state. The Emerson Plantation got some good-looking deer on it. And he had some friends. We had some friends that came from Golden Meadow to spend a couple of days and to bring some meat home. They brought oysters and shrimp, and well, we had a feast.
Ooh, that sounds
It was unbelievable. We ate for 2 days, but we didn't kill a whole lot. So we're going to show a bit of that coming. That's becoming with the Black family in Emerson Plantation in Tensas, Louisiana. Naturally, we're going to pick your brain real good, but we got a regular hunting report, fishing report. The ducks have been very mixed, not too many places, and we're going to close it with a fishing report. And I think there's some good news coming fishing.
There is. I mean, the weather's kind of pushed things back a little bit, but this time of year you can expect that.
You crossed that river a while ago, huh? River stage today.
Yeah, it's going to shut down a lot of things at Old River. It's going to shut down a lot of things in the spillway. But southeast Louisiana, once you get all that rain that came down the rivers the past few days and the rivers get back to normal, I think the bass fishing is going to be fantastic.
I do too. I can't wait. Sometimes when it's high early, you'll have 2 falls. One in February, and you catch bass all over the spillway, and then when the other fall in June and July.
Correct.
So you get to the falling river and the falling spillway, and we catch fish. So.
And then you have that extra fun with the bar fish over there at Old River before it gets too hot.
Fished in rocks. I did that too. But look, we're coming back. You see all this on this table? We're going to pick his brain. Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. Badger's Boudin Cajun Meat in Port Allen, Louisiana.
Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. Voted Best of Louisiana Outdoors 3 years in a row.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. We believe you deserve a quality job.
Benny's Unlimited Wash Club memberships start at $14.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club at one of Benny's 7 locations.
In Louisiana, our state parks are the perfect family destination. With nearly 180 miles of trails through park grounds and historic sites, you can endlessly explore nature, try some kayaking or world-class fishing, then find the perfect campsite or settle into a cozy cabin. Louisiana is calling, and she's using her outside voice. Plan your escape today at www.lastateparks.com.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. James, I've been waiting to pick your brain a long time. We correspond, email, and a lot of things you've been sending me. A lot of reports over the years. We're starting our 16th, 17th year now. As long as I can remember, you sending me photos of catching fish in the spillway, or I made this trip at different areas around the Pontchartrain.
Old River, Chef Pass area, Delacroix.
So you really cover this local area pretty good and keep me up to date, and I appreciate it. Your dad is got to be your main clerk to talk to you how to fish, I'm sure. That's like my dad and other people's dad.
Yeah.
And now you take him a good bit, right?
Yeah, it's been slowing down. You know, he's starting to get about 76, 77.
Don't say that 70 is too bad
now.
But I'm 72. I'm gonna be 73. You don't think that's old, do you?
No, of course not. That's young. But I do bring them on days that are not as hot, that we could do a quick. I know we could get a good day, early morning trip in before it gets too hot, too sunny for them. That way we could. It's easy for them to fish, and we can catch a lot of fish, and we can get back to the landing.
You got a smaller boat, bigger boat, or what you have? Because a lot of times you see me and say, I made a quick trip yesterday.
I
made a quick trip to Jack Miller's, and caught some fish.
I own a 1995 Louisiana Traveler, nothing special. Spray-in liner that I sprayed in myself with a 1995 70 Evinrude. That gets me pretty much anywhere I want to go in South Louisiana, unless it gets real windy, and the days of having an 18-foot with a 150 are over for me, so it gets me where I need to go.
That's it, and it's practical, and
it's
you
affordable.
Fish with some of these old baits. He got tackle boxes over there, those small ones. They jam through with these little crankbaits. And coming from the factory, and he doctors them, and so we're going to talk a little bit about that. But let's go to talking about what you've really been pushing lately to me. And I have never fished it. I pass it all the time on on Interstate 55, going back and forth to Hammond, and I go home sometime in Central that way. When I'm down in Venice, I stay off of I-10. And every time I pass there, I see a few boats fishing, and every time I see that sign that says Ruddock or Rudock. How you say it?
I say it Rudock, but I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it as, I'm from South Louisiana.
You're always catching some pretty little fish, and then lately you've been catching some big fish. Talk about Ruddock.
Well, number one, the reason why I started fishing Rudock, me and a friend, Neil Whittam, he lives up in the Tickfall, Hammond area, I assume now. We fished it the first time probably 1991, 1992, and I just enjoyed the place. It's close to the house. It's a challenge. Took me about 5 years to really get it down pat, and it's easy for somebody in a small boat to fish. I don't need a big boat. There's not a lot of traffic at the Rudock Landing. If you got 5 people launching a boat out there, that's a busy day.
Now, I got a friend, Mike McDougall, makes them corks, and the little guy, him and KD and a bunch of, they made some tremendous brim trips under that interstate and around that area this past year.
I would say about March, April, when the brim kick in, That's real good time for fishing the brim on poppers under the interstate.
You know, the Manchac Swamp and all those areas right there, that's so close, like it's Ascension Pass, usually 45 minutes from Baton Rouge or what. You can run anywhere within 10 miles and be on different type area.
Correct.
Right?
You could come, sometimes I fish the Reserve Canal. I could leave my house at 6 in the morning during the summer. I could go out there, fish the Oilfield Canal in Maurepas and the Prairie Canal, and I could be back at my house by maybe 11, 12 o'clock with a limit and go finish a half day's of work.
If somebody wanted to start fishing in that area right now, tell them a good place, a good landing, and where to start.
I would start at Rudock, because Rudock to me is the hardest part of the I-55 canal chain. A lot of people do fish it wrong. It's shad based up in there. It's real particular about wind and tides.
Don't be discouraged now. We're trying to discourage them.
No, it is a challenge, but there's a lot of little fish in there. And it's a great fishery for somebody in a small boat. All they have to do is learn the tides and the wind. East wind is going to rise the water up in there. Southwest to west is ideal because it's not going to drop the tides as much, and you're going to have a little bit of water run out of woods. A north system, northeast is going to kind of drop it, but bring in dirty water. Northwest is going to blow everything out. I like a southwest wind, unless it's after a few days of a north wind and an east wind coming in. It's great.
What about a few days after these big rains? Now, it'll drain, it'll go out.
Well, Rudock,
take a week.
From North Pass to the Rudock Landing was not chocolate milk, but I'd say fairly dirty. But when you get toward a mile or two from where it starts in Laplace, Louisiana, up in that area, the water was gin clear. And that's what I love about it. It's so far away from North Pass and the Reserve Canal, or not the Reserve, excuse me, the Rudock Canal, where water flows in and out from Lake Maurepas, that it tends to stay clear down there. So I could always find a clear place down there to find fish. And that's where I found my fish this weekend.
This past weekend, you found him, send me some pictures.
Yes, sir.
But where were you, when you first started fishing, you started fishing shallow? Or you fishing drop-offs or deep canals? Because it's been cold. Fish tend to see them.
The weather's cold. The water temperature is 60 degrees.
Yeah, but it ain't. The sun wasn't shining. A lot of times, been a lot of overcast this past weekend and a lot of fog.
Yeah.
So tell us how you fished this past weekend.
Sunday, I went out there. It was actually a beautiful day, what they call Chamber of Commerce Day. No clouds in the sky, and you'd think the high pressure would shut them down. It actually didn't. With the clear water over there, water surface temps were around 60. By the time I left, about 2 o'clock, 64 degrees. The fish they weren't directly shallow, but they were probably about 2 to 5 feet of water, fixing to move up in the shallows, and they were staging. The bait I caught them on, if you could see this right here,
Let them see it.
is a Rapala or anything in a small 3-inch. It could be a Rogue, it could be a Rebel brokeback minnow.
Long A, yeah.
Anything that resembles a minnow that's fairly small with a weight on the front, and what that would do, it would drop it down to the bottom. And I'd throw it in shallow water, then I'd just slowly work it back to the boat, and they'd hit it in about 2 to 5 feet of water.
Let's see that sinker. That's a little bitty sinker, a little bitty bait, but
It catches some fish.
that's a bell sinker, and that's how you just drop it.
I just throw it out
on
there.
the boat, but you hook your line on to the regular.
Correct.
To the bait.
All I'm doing
This stays on there.
Yeah, all I'm trying to do is just get it down to the bottom and just slowly work it back. And if you do it slowly, it looks like a minnow.
Suspending baits. You know, a lot of people make suspender. You suspend it. This is a top water bait that you want to float a little bit higher, and you're getting a lot of different action out of it.
Correct, but I want it to go to the bottom, but when it touches the bottom, I want it to suspend it, lift up off the bottom.
And what kind of bottom you got?
Out there, you do have Mostly
gravel?
mud out there
Okay,
with
not a lot of
stalks.
chance to hang up.
Unfortunately, yeah, there is a lot of chances. They do have, when they built the interstate system, they left a lot of logs in there, cypress tree, knees. There's a lot of debris sunk in
That
there.
fits the tractor, though.
Then you also have tires, anything that falls off the interstate in there. But basically, if you stay a little bit off the bottom, let it float up a little bit, you'll catch them. And it's shad based in that area.
We fishing Rudolph, or Ruddy. Show me your top 3 baits right now. You got a whole bunch
Top 3
of them. Right?
baits.
And when you fish them,
I would fish this rig right here,
that's the color, the gold
probably
and dark.
about January, February. Then I would also do a trick worm. And what I do with my trick worm to get it to float level and not float down uneven is I take a nail, I clip off a little bit of a galvanized finish nail, I insert it in a tail, and the reason why I want to do that is I want it to float level down. And what I could do is I could throw it against a cypress tree, whether it's in Lake Maurepas or in Rudock, work it through the grass, and it'll float level, and the bass will sit there and see it. I don't even move it a lot of times, and they'll hit it off the weed lines, because Rudock does have a lot of weed lines. And probably...
Fade color?
I would use anything that stands out. Some people...
This is a big old back, the old day, more pink and purple.
Some people say yellow works.
Yeah.
It's worked for me. Some people say the red, or they call it a moonlight color, purple.
Well, a lot of times in Toledo Bend, you got those watermelon reds and the watermelon tints. So I said they're a lot now.
I don't think color makes as much of a difference. It's just having the right action out there, because it is a shad base. And now my third favorite lure over there is the popper. And the reason why I like it is in this.
The reason everybody likes topwater is a lot of
fun.
fun.
It's a lot of fun, number one. And number two, in the mornings, there's a lot of shad that gets up in the shallows. And it don't matter in the summer, as long as you get there right before sunup to about 9 o'clock, you can have a field day on them on this Rebel popper. If you walk it like a dog, oh boy, you'll catch you some nice fish out of the Rudock area.
Yeah. You know, so my daddy taught me a long time about these topwater baits. You gotta let them sit, all kinds,
Correct.
especially these diving baits. You gotta let it sit and make all the waves go away, and then you twitch it.
Correct.
And then sometimes he used to swim it slow on top of the water like a minnow. He was doing it. And rest his soul, I tell you what, my dad taught me a lot about bass fishing and catfishing, but we didn't do a whole lot of speck fishing back in the old days. And
Yeah.
now that seems like everywhere I go. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the Pontchartrain area and talk about some of these other soft plastic baits. I see how you got here. So stay tuned more. A little bit more with James A. Snyder. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
There's no better way to cool down this summer than with a delicious thirst-quenching Polar Pop Cup from Circle K. The Polar Pop Cup is the coolest way to beat the heat. Fill your Polar Pop Cup up with the flavors you crave and crushed or cubed ice. Nothing stays cold longer, so you can stay refreshed all day long. Stop in Circle K today for an ice-cold Polar Pop Cup. Polar Pop Cup, only at Circle K. Take it easy.
Well, the reason why I would recommend him because he's trustworthy. And I mean, attention and love and respect of who you are, what you are, and the purpose why you came, he honors that. Once you're with Murphy, you got a friend.
The perfect event calls for the perfect spread of authentic Cajun cuisine. And Catering Cajun has the planners, packages, and chefs to ensure your event is long remembered. For weddings, corporate lunches, or anything in between, give us a call.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. Mr. James A. Snyder. James, you fish. Lately, you move around. You depending on how the water is, but this time coming up right now, February, January, February, where are you going to concentrate? Ruddock?
I'm probably a little bit of Ruddock, and I may even go towards Chef Pass a little bit. Probably Bayou Bienville area where I know there's always nice bass over there no matter what. And once the Pearl drops out, I'll probably go into the Pearl.
Yeah, well, we got a report, a fish report. Lunkers and Lies had a tournament, and the water was high in the Pearl, and the water was so muddy, and they found fish, and 2 top stringers were over 11 pounds, almost 12 pounds. So we get to talk about that. Yeah. Tell us how you gonna fish, and you fishing down in the Highway 11 bridge, or your buddy's camp, and when you first going down there, you got redfish, you got speck sometime will be in there, but even if you head up north, they even catch sac-a-lait there.
Oh yeah, if I launch from my friend's place over off Car Drive.
Who's your friend up there?
Benny. He has a place up there. I have a smaller boat, so I'll go toward Bayou Liberty, Bonafuco, try to see if I can get some bass there or speckled trout, redfish at the mouth. If I can't do nothing there, then I'll run back toward the bridge. If I can't do anything at the Highway 11 trestles, then I'll run back toward Lakeshore Estates, Salt Bayou area. If I'm not doing anything there, then I'll make the run to the Pearl.
You saying Salt Bayou? My camp is on Salt Bayou. When you gonna come stay with me and teach me how to fish?
I don't know. Maybe you'll teach me something.
No, I don't know about fish. I ain't caught that many fish out of Salt Bayou because I don't get to fish. I got a kayak now and a bunch of stuff I go, but my friends, they pick it and say, I saw your camp today. We call them a bass, and they were small.
Oh yeah, up in there, typically they're like football size. They're small, but just like me, they don't know when to leave the table. They eat a lot.
Yeah. Looking at it right now, you see that frog. I'm sure in a lot of areas right now, people are looking for grass. A lot of that grass got moved out. They don't know what it is in some of the areas.
Correct.
When you fish in that grass, that's your favorite frog?
I like to do in the marsh. Some people like the bigger size. As far as color, I either stick with a white or a black. And I'd go with the junior size, and the reason why is typically the marsh bass are a little bit smaller. Now, when I go up to Toledo Bend, I have a cousin with a camp up there, brother-in-law with a camp. Yeah, I'm going with a large size frog. And usually what I do up there, just like I would in the marsh, if the grass ain't too bad, is I like to walk. Just like you walking the dog, put a little slack.
You ever tournament fish when you was coming up and started? A lot of people are sitting there, they want to fun fish now. They don't tournament fish, and we got a lot of people, and I'm going to be bringing y'all some of these all these young winning these national tournaments and placing. So we're going to bring in y'all some of these bass fishermen on the show and letting them talk about it. And I'm wanting to do a trip with you. Now, I'm sitting here, I'm going to put you on the bond.
Oh, no.
When you going to do a trip? We're going to go in a boat with you, and I'm going to catch
some fish. With my schedule at work, I work for a company, Cub Cadet. We make lawnmowers, UTVs, and zero turns. It's just my schedule's real tough right now, especially with the new line of zero turns we have coming out.
A good fisherman going to find a fish anytime. I'm going to put you on the spot now. You're going to say, well, when you going to take me fishing?
If we could...
We'll go to my place, I'll foot the bill.
If we go to Salt Bayou, that could be any time right now, because Salt Bayou, it don't go as far back into the southwest Mississippi, so the water don't get as muddy. So it clears up quicker. Maybe February, if the water in the Blind River's good, we'll go to Bourgeois Canal, we'll go to Petite Amie. maybe even Dutch Bayou out there.
I'm 1 hour and 25 minutes from my driveway to my driveway at Salt Bayou and Slidell. So whenever you're ready, you let me know.
Oh, sounds good.
Look, so far, you stick around. We're going to do a fishing report. Appreciate you, all you sent me through the years.
Hey,
Tell
no
your
problem,
daddy I can't wait to meet him, and when it gets warmer and it's not too hot, we're going to do a trip with you and your dad. I want to see y'all together. So
all right, sounds
good. Deal. And these plastics, real quick. You fishing need a lot of these big plastic, small plastic. The swim baits they use now down in Pontchartrain, you got your matrix heads and all your swim baits and your Dudleys, and there's so many out. But tell me how you fish these in the spring.
This one, I just put a regular old EWG hook on it, and I don't even put a weight on it. And the reason why I like it, it has a flat tail on it, so you don't even have to move it, and that tail moves back and forth, and sometimes it just agitates the fish on the bed.
You know, a lot of people don't understand that. But fit and sweat, it don't take much to move.
It don't take much to move. A curly tail, it takes a little bit longer. I could sit this right on the bed and not have to worry about moving too much. If there's a little bit of wind or a little bit of current, it moves that tail back here just enough to agitate. And that's why I like this lizard over a curly tail lizard.
This here look like a Halloween color almost.
It's made by the same company. Basically, they're more popular in North Louisiana. There's a tackle store that does carry them over there. They are made in Arkansas. The reason why I like this, when I go up toward Indian Creek, I'm going deeper and I'm going for bigger fish, and I like to not move the worm as much, because sometimes in deep water, when you have timber that's cut, the bass will spawn on top of the stump. And I could throw this on top of the stump, or I could throw the lizard on top of the stump, not have to move it where it'll fall off the stump, and the tail just moves back and forth and agitates it.
And you got this spike. Tell about the spike before we get out of here.
I always tip my, whether I'm flipping Rudock, this is a good summer color, I'll just dip it in the chartreuse. If it's blue like right now, it's crawfish, so I'm just going to dip the tail a little bit with red. I put it in this little case here with the foam, so I don't get the dye all over my boat or all over my hands. And if I mess up the foam too bad, it's only cost me $1. I go to the craft store, make me some new foam. It's not fancy looking, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, not fancy looking. Get the job done. We're going to get the job done. And see this here big heavy sinker. That means he's punching somewhere. So you do it all. I appreciate you coming here. Oh, watch that hook. That's a good
yeah,
one.
Watch it.
Look, we're going to come back. I'm going to bring him back on the show. Let me tell you why. When I first met him, he was showing me the antique reels he got. He knew Garcia and Revo and all those, part of our sponsors, but he has all kinds, from Dawa to old reels, and he fishes with both, but he got some old Shakespeare and some old Garcia.
I got some Abu Garcia from the 80s, 1000s. I do have some Abu Garcia, the round reels that go all the way back to the 60s.
Don't get rid of them. Your wife just let you
Well,
store.
I had to sell the thousands because she's found them up in the attic. You can't do nothing about that. And what I do is I like to repair reels, you know, super tune them, play with them a little bit. So it's my hobby.
That's another reason I'm going to bring him to the camp, so I'll buy you and then clean some of my reels.
All right, thank you, Gary.
Stay tuned. We're going to be back with him a little bit with a fishing report, and we got more to come in Paradise, Louisiana.
Well, the reason why I would recommend him because he's trustworthy. And I mean, attention and love and respect of who you are, what you are, and the purpose why you came, he honors that. Once you're with Murphy, you got a friend.
This is Don Dubuque asking you to join me as a member of the Coastal Conservation Association. For 30 years, CCA has worked in Louisiana to conserve our incredible fisheries, making sure that our fishing is great today and for generations to come. Whether looking out for redfish and specks, eliminating gill nets, building reefs across the coast, or work at the state capitol and in D.C., CCA is doing what's best for the fish and the sport we love so much. Your $30 membership will ensure that this work and our great fishing endures well into the future. Go to ccalouisiana.com and join CCA today.
I want to welcome everyone to Emerson Lake Plantation. We've had a lot of rain, but we are at one of our favorite holes this morning, so we'll see what we can do.
I'm Joshua Larson. I go to St. Al in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and hope we can kill some ducks.
Davis, tell me how blessed you feel. I've been hunting with you now for 3 or 4 years, and every time I come, you either killing a bunch of deer, ducks, and you killed a monster last week.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about it.
I was at my grandpa's place about north of town in Tallulah, National Parish, and I was sitting there on my phone, and a big buck walked out, and I called my dad, and I told him, "Oh, Dad, there's a big buck in front of me right now," and like a tall 9-point. So I shoot it or not, and he said, "Yeah, I mean, you can shoot it. I mean, if it's a nice buck, yeah, shoot it." So I shot it and walked down there, and it was that buck I've been chasing for 3 months, and I almost had a heart attack when I saw it.
Tell me about your year so far.
It's been decent. We've had some really good hunts here. Then our other place north of Tallulah has been really slow on the river. But overall, I think maybe about like last year, it was we killed a few limits, and then we've been shy of the limit a few times.
What's the major problem?
Black cloud. Black cloud.
David Black, my buddy. Davis, it's amazing. What did you think when you first saw it laying on the ground when you went over there and got it?
Oh, it was, I don't know. I don't really remember.
You talk more than that. You on camera right now, boy. You better tell me, what did you see? No, you wasn't that stunned.
I mean, I saw the buck, and I was like, oh my gosh.
What about when you started seeing the mass?
I thought it was a monster.
Y'all kill a lot of big deer there, but, you know, there's a big difference between a 160 and a 180.
A lot of difference.
Yeah. Good job, babe.
Thank you. All right. Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
What's the best news you got coming from Cub Cadet?
Cub Cadet, we do have new zero turns coming out this year. It's the Ultima series. It's going to be more comfortable, it's going to be more durable, and it's going to be give you a better quality of cut for the customer. You're going to see them show up this month in the accounts, and the great part is they're still going to be in that $2,000 to $4,000 price point.
Good. put my name in. We always could use a sponsor like that, and I do cut my own grass, so that doesn't work.
And we do have the UTV line up in central Louisiana.
Yeah.
Rabelais carries them for us.
I rode in a side-by-side.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple pictures of the name of it. I never seen it. It looked like the Polaris, but we went in some terrain. It is unbelievable where this side-by-side went.
Well,
and I'm gonna look for it because you know how you got big ruts.
Correct.
We did not. When I tell you, we did not bottom out one time, but I thought we did. When I looked back and it was flat. You know how it rut?
Yeah.
It was just unbelievable how he was doing. So let me go with some news right now. The biggest news right now is coming. The president signed the Modern Fish Act this last week. We want to give a shout out to Gad Graves and the rest of our local congressmen and senators. They all pushed this thing. It had very popular vote all over the country, but I don't think the president had too much trouble signing it. So the Modern Fish Act is come to pass. It's going to make a big difference in the way we count our fish in Louisiana and when we count them and how they're going to set seasons. So thank you again, Gad Graves. You're one of the best, buddy. Bass Central coming back to Toledo Bend.
Oh, that's great news for
February 20th through the 22nd. Just go to their website, Toledo Bend Tourism, or just keep on the Bass website and get more information about exactly what landing it's going to be at. I didn't see it on the email. The Woodcock Banquet, the BCOS chapter, 6th annual Habitat and Sports Banquet, going to be Friday, January the 18th at Pat's Fisherman Wharf in Henderson, on the Henderson-Levy Road. So 6th annual, a lot of prizes, a lot of giveaways. They even, right now, if you get in touch, specials on table buying and right now and raffle tickets. So if you want to know any information, get in touch with Sean Trahan. Her name should be on there. Her number should be on the flyer. That's Friday, January the 18th at Fisherman Wharf in Henderson, Louisiana. I think that's it right now as far as the news is concerned. But stay tuned. There's a lot of stuff be coming from the wildlife and fisheries. All these deer contests are winding up. I was going to try to get Mooney to come here and talk about the rabbit season, how they're coming on right now. I saw a bunch of these rabbit hunters coming through here a while ago. Saw Mr. Gyro.
Oh,
yeah, Mr. Bush was here a while ago, but Mooney's up to his neck right now in problems. He won't talk to me. I don't know what. Come on, Mooney. But Mooney got a lot of things going on. They got their big tournament coming on, the Bass Tournament. It's just about 7 or 8 weeks away. They got the Merge Center, the big tournament for autism. So we'll be bringing y'all more about that coming up. And any of y'all want to sponsor and help us, because it's been a great cause and been doing some great work, you contact me, Paradise, Louisiana, or get in touch with Mooney over here at Badron's Meat. We're looking for sponsors. We're looking for people that want to cook in it and do whatever. It's a great day, and that's when that spillway starts falling. Better look out.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever they got. So, as far as news, that's it. Stay tuned. We'll be coming right back to you with a hunting report and then a fishing report. I'm waiting on, so you're going to give me some more.
Oh.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Introducing Powerade Ion 4, complete with 4 electrolytes lost in sweat. Powerade Ion 4, the complete sports drink.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Welcome back. Here we got a little hunting news right now. You know, this hunting season's fast ending, and some of the places deer season is dropping off. Both seasons going to be going a little bit longer and premium to Weberton, but right now, it's unbelievable the size of the deer and the number of deer that were coming out.
That's great.
Now because it's in the rut in some areas, and it's high water. It's changed the way a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
But you got to be careful because it's pushing a lot of these deer in high water situations, and they're having a hard time getting away. So if you report any outlaws, you hear people shooting at night, whatever you're doing, protect our game, protect our legacy, turn them in. Call the wildlife and fisheries, call whatever you need, your local sheriff, turn these people in, they're outlawing. But these are legal people here have been killing some beautiful deer. The St. Cyr sent me another one. Stephen St. Cyr sent me one in St. Landry. This is an 8-point. He killed another 8-point. He killed up there in St. Landry. Jerry Cross, a good friend of Don Dubuque, classmate with Don Dubuque. He got a nice 8-point, 170 pounds. He killed in Amite, Louisiana. Evan Joffrion, he killed first deer, and his brother come right behind him and killed another one. One was 8-point, one they told me it was 4-point, but look, I count some more. Look, 5 or 6-point. So Evan and your brother, congratulate both of y'all, and I'm gonna thank the Grandma Glenda for letting Becky Krause send me those pictures and put them on TV. You know, if y'all know who Becky Krause is, that's the wife of Gary Krause, who is with Keep On Casting. Deer Park, Randy Young, my buddy I duck hunt with from out in Eunice, Young's GMC dealer. Look at this monster, come from Deer Park. Another big deer. Now, you saw last week, we showed you that picture of that one that's gonna be in the Sportsman pretty soon, and it's gonna be all over in Simmons. But right now, Deer Park, Randy Young is the big one, and let's talk about hog hunting. I see Mike Drago just walk in, trying to get my attention, but I got to do this last thing. My good friend, my North Baton Rouge buddy, John Langwall, has been watching these hogs. He's also been deer hunting. He sent me some pictures with his night vision camera during the day where he dropped 2 deer, okay, a doe and a buck. But he sent me this picture of the hog, give me a nightmare. He's been fighting this hog, he's been watching this hog and videoing this hog. He don't want to kill it yet, but he's getting it closer. But this hog here looks devilish. It looks like he come out of hell itself. Look at this. Look at this picture of night vision camera. It's the ugliest hog I've seen in a long time. Pretty soon we're going to be bringing to you dead on Paradise, Louisiana. You're going to see a night shot. We're counting on you, John Langwall. So that's the deer report. The ducks. You ever duck hunt?
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Yeah. You want to catch them fish all the time, though. You ready, though?
Well, it's been between that and work.
Yeah. Look, St. Rose, it's been a hit and miss. A.J. Vaccaro sent me one day, he'll send me a picture, and he got close to the limit, and we killed a lot of teal early, but right now they got a mixed bag. But he go one day, he don't kill nothing. Don't fire a shot. Then go the next day and kill 5 or 6. So he sent me a bunch of pictures in there. Mer Rouge, didn't get to talk to him, but we emailing each other and texting each other. But Top Gun, Kobe Daniels, he's saying he has some pretty good days and have some, not no bad days at all, but he be killing a few ducks every day. He's still not up to normal what they are over there. There's no cold weather. The report from Arkansas is awful. Everybody I talked to over there, where they would kill, each blind would kill, 5 guys would kill their lemon and mallards and pintail.
Oh, easily this time of year, typically.
Now, all 5 blinds will be lucky to kill 24 or 25 ducks right now. They're waiting on the cold weather. They staying up north right now. It's unbelievable. I talked to Ryan Lambert. You know where he was at?
Yeah.
He was in Mexico. He's coming back because the water tides are supposed to be, historically, they're going to be high. He was talking about the tides right now. They've been below normal. They're hard to get to, with no water.
Yeah.
So he's telling you in Buras right now. He's gonna open it back up for a few days and do that, and then he's gonna head to east zone with somebody and hunt. And maybe some of that water will fall out, and we get a couple cold fronts and run that river water down. So that's where we're getting from them. Catahoula Lake, but surprising, here's some pictures that were sent to me. Joe Lashley and Jason, they got all these nicknames. Bailey Mitchell and Grady, they call him Spoonbill Killer Bates. They killing a few ducks in Catahoula, also in Angelina. They were getting, the water was in the field, they had a lot of rainwater, it didn't hurt them. They had one good day and one bad day and then one pretty good day. So straps and stringers in Catahoula. I talked to Blake. Blake is booked solid. So I was trying to get up there, make it late, see if he was going to do any conservation hunts. Said not this year, it's been a long year. They having mixed days, but they're having to stay to the middle of the day in Catahoula. Water's so high. Here's a couple of pictures they got. Brent sent me another picture. He had 10 mallards, 2 gadwall, 1 canvasback, 2 spoonbill, and 3 teal. So pretty good hunt. Yep. Best report been coming from Gros Savine, the lodge and the hunting place and fishing place out in the southwest. Out there in Calcasieu, Cameron Parish. Well, that's it. One of our big sponsors, Cajun Catering, and all of Wayne Stabler's restaurants. He took all his general managers out there, Kevin Campbell and all his other general managers out there, and some of his clients that he caters to. He had some people from ISC and my brother. For 2 days, they limited out every day. They came limited out on ducks. They had mallards. They had, all the ducks that you're killing down there in that marsh. Plus, they're killing and limited out on speckled-bellied geese. I ain't see a geese in North Louisiana, and traveling on 61, I ain't seen a geese. Kobe and them are killing a few geese up there, and Angelina, you're seeing a few geese in their limits they're holding up. So keep in touch. That's all I can tell you. Maybe we'll get last few weeks, the duck season. We hope we bring it to it. So that's the duck season. They're starting to get snow up in north Minnesota, Wisconsin, and hopefully that'll start driving things down. They eating that corn, they like crazy right now. They ain't need to come down. Yeah, I know. So stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. We're going to be back with a short fishing report.
Hi, I'm John Jackson, and we always say we gather our groceries out the bayou. Whether it's freshwater, saltwater, catfish, redfish, you have tons of choices when it comes to fish in Louisiana. But when I fry fish, there's only one choice, and that's Louisiana fish fry. My new favorite, the Cajun fish fry, has the perfect amount of cornmeal, corn flour, and the perfect mix of spices that really bring the heat. Hey, if you're craving Cajun, go look for the bright red bag at your local grocers. Bring home the taste of Louisiana with Louisiana Fish Fry.
So what are you going to do with the speckled trout?
That's right. There's just no doubt about it that this is a place where food is created differently from anywhere else in the world because it just couldn't happen anywhere else. We're a culture made up of so many different people, love of ingredients, love of cooking styles, and they all right here. At the end of the day, that's all Baton Rouge.
Benny's Unlimited Wash Club memberships start at $14.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club at one of Benny's 7 locations.
Welcome back to the Berkeley Abu Ghassar Fishing Report. And I messed that up again? No, but we ain't going back right now. We're going to do it. I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you for all the information.
Well, I appreciate you having me, Gary. Thank you.
Before I talk to you and see if you got any other words, let me get this fishing report right now. This is a tournament report, thanks to the Liars and Lunkers coming out off the North Shore. Bobby Dampier and Scott Mitchell. Not only did they have big bass at 3.41, but they had top string at 11.30. In a muddy Pearl River.
That's a good.
Overcast, foggy. They didn't know what they were going to find. I think they had 12 or 16 boats. I don't remember in the email, but That's a pretty good stringer, but they had a hard time because the number 2 spot was Hunter DeJean and Lee DeJean with 11.6 pounds. Third place was Steve Hadley and Dwayne Candy at 10.3. So congratulations, y'all guys. Thank you for sending them in. They got a tournament coming in, a free tournament. They're going to have a fun deal. I think it's on the 27th, 28th of January. And then the points tournaments will start in February. So stay tuned for more. And y'all keep giving us the information, and we'll be sure to post it. I got a report, finally got a freshwater report from up in North Louisiana, Toledo Bend and them. They're all catching the crappie. They finally turned on. I thought I was going to make a crappie trip, but all the water came up, and all the little bayous that came up, and even the lakes, the standstill lakes and private lakes, they came up, so we didn't chance it. We didn't go. Everything was muddy. But the sac-a-lait, or like they say up there, white perch are biting. The hottest bait's still been black and chartreuse jig. Guys were catching them on jigs over there, and ain't been a whole lot of China fishermen I've been hearing about. Also, sac-a-lait right now in the Lake Verret area is unbelievable. They're catching big ones, so they ain't catching numbers, they're catching big ones. So I talked to Lake Bruin, people in Lake Bruin, Lake Concordia and all them. I didn't get any reports, but Lake Bruin, they're all starting to catch some sac-a-lait. And another report, they're big right now. They fish in the trees, the tree lines, cypress trees, and wherever they got sunken brush, they catching a few of them, and on plastics. He didn't tell me what color, but they were using plastic jigs and tube jigs. So that's the only report I got from that sac-a-lait. You got anything on brim being caught around? Around Bayou Bonfuco, whatever, how you say it?
Bayou Bonfuco, Liberty area. I really think just let those rivers, the water get out there from the rains, and once it clears up, you'll be able to go in there and catch sac-a-lait and bass. I mean, the grass is there, the feed's there.
Bass are everywhere right now.
So it's not going to be.
I've talked to people in Delacroix right now. They're trying to get away from redfish and bass. They ain't catching enough specks. They might catch 10. They might get on one place and catch a few small specks in the main canals, but they are not catching any speckled trout there. Hopedale they are. A lot of people are running up and down. They're fishing the rocks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lake Catherine, Miss Angie, when the weather's good and they going on a nothing, they fishing drop-offs. They fish the drop-off with a drop shot rig. They're using live shrimp. A lot of people are using Caco right now. Leeville, Catfish Lake area, they've been catching fish in there.
Oh, yeah.
You getting any reports from them?
No. Anytime you get farther away from the river in that muddy water, you're going to catch the speckled trout because salinity's up. So Hopedale's always going to do better than Delacroix this year. Now, when you Lake Catherine, that's been on fire since, November. The only thing is being able to get out there on a day it's not too windy.
Lake Bourne, them boys were running Lake Bourne. The Castle, I heard a few reports coming. They were lined up about 30 boats on the rocks in there. When you come out of the avenue and then looking over there by the rock, they said they've been 60 boats sometime, or 30 boats. So you see everybody fishing. They didn't see them catch nothing, and all of a sudden you see everybody catching fish. So we're going to give you more reports from these. Now, let me tell you what, don't be afraid to call these marinas, especially at Grand Isle right now. Tommy Vidrine is catching fish every day. He pulls out of his camp, he goes to the rocks. If it gets rough, he comes back in, he goes in the back. He's finding fish everywhere. Redfish, speckled trout, especially nice size speckled trout. He's using swim bait. When I say swim bait, he got him a sponsor now, so not one of our sponsors, but he's promoting it bait. He said they are catching fish. They're a little softer. He's fishing overcast swim bait lures. And the different colors he's using, they're using the minnow type colors that they normally use. They look like a pogie or a shad, and they got a little flake in it.
Yeah, your bait fish, your silvers with your black dot.
Venice. Dan Waller and them has been sending me pictures coming from Venice. They fishing the close-in rigs. They're running out. They're not fishing. Water's high, the river's up. They're not catching them in there, but they're going out fishing these close rigs. They're fishing on the bottom. They're using swim baits They're using high water swim bait. They get them shed color. It's another shed color they get them. The other day they got these pictures here, got 50 trout and 3 reds. So thank y'all, they've been sending them in. And then they ain't catching just one day, they're catching limits every day. They're there all weekend, and if the weather's good, they're catching limits. I got a report from Big Lake. Now, Bill Bingham, ain't heard from him in a while. He decided to make a venture out there, him and his grandson, Tyler Thomas. They're catching a limit of reds. He said the reds everywhere. Ain't found the specks yet. And when water's real rough and the lake gets rough, they've been going in the woods and they're going on the west side when the wind blowing from the west and getting away from the wind. So, Bill, thank you. Give me another report. Y'all need to send me more reports from there. I'm not getting in too many reports from there. Again, I want to mention the Island Marina in Lake Catherine. If you just call those people, Miss Angie and them, their captains are reporting to us and to them. If you want a captain, you can call her and he can get you one of the captains, one of the hottest one. You go over there. If you want to make a trip where you want to follow, you want to bring your boat and you want to follow and you pay one captain and follow, they do that all the time. So let me tell you what, don't chance it. You spend your money, you want to go out there and catch fish, call them. Call Island Marina and they're glad to. You can get your bait, you can get whatever you need there. If they got bait, if anybody got bait, they got it. So that's the only thing I can tell you. You got anything you want to say?
No, right now it's just finding clear water. The water temperatures in some areas are a little bit higher than what people think, and the fish are there. Just get out there and have fun in the great outdoors.
The great outdoors.
Yeah.
When we going?
When we going?
I want your work schedule. Once you send me your work schedule, I'll pay. We'll go to Salt Lake. Thank you so much.
I
He was the last
it.
minute. I made y'all promise last week I'm going to have a special guest. I don't think we could have did any better. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you having me.
I'm going to fuss on the other guy that was supposed to have been here. But guess why he canceled? He had a chance to go video some soldiers, and it was a fishing trip. So, Brent, you forgiven. Stay tuned for next week. We'll come back. I think we'll be a Superior Bait and Tackle next week, next Monday, 10 o'clock. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana. One more time. Thank you, James Shakespeare.
Hey, thank you, Gary, for having me.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Paradise, Louisiana is brought to you by Circle K. Taking it easy. Louisiana State Parks. Follow your outside voice to our parks and historic sites. Farm Bureau Insurance. Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Louisiana Fish Fry Products. Veterans Help Foundation. Relief Windows. Experience. Quality. Service. Catering Cajun. Creative catering from casual to corporate. Visit Baton Rouge, an authentic Louisiana experience. Murphy Law Firm. Don't be a victim twice. And by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.